Hello everyone, and welcome to the EU Salt Mine. We are here a little sooner than you might have expected. It is our first series in this EU operation and it will act as a gauge for salt levels on this side of the Atlantic. Let me first say thank you to our sponsor, Manscaped. They donated half the prize pool, and the other half was generously and anonymously shared for the love of the 1v1 scene. eekso enters this mine having played 37 series in a long history. He has won just over half of those, which is a good proportion over such a length of time. oKhaliD will be our second player in this inaugural series in the EU mine. He made it to the mine through a qualifier, winning 3 series in a row. Unsurprisingly, Johnny is our caster over in this mine too. He's global.
What are we doing in Europe, you ask? Well, just seeing one of the most hyped matches that we're looking forward to all year. oKhaliD versus eekso. Gonna be a beauty. Very important that eekso starts well against Khalid because he's been beating everybody recently. In fact, never lost a 1v1 show match, never lost a big 1v1 game at all. Incredibly solid player. And although eekso has himself been solidifying some of the weaknesses of his game, he'll need to be extra careful today in this matchup. Already 1-0 up though. Now, oKhaliD had to qualify for this tournament. eekso did not. eekso, as his last year's run through the Manfield Night 5K was a good one, combined with several impressive results throughout 2019, earned himself a direct invite. Now, in the league itself, I don't imagine oKhaliD is going to be too nervous. He's pretty delighted just to qualify, and he didn't look nervous in the qualifier either, so I'm expecting him to play pretty close to his best today. eekso, likewise, that's an unreal shot. Oh, it's just stayed out though. oKhaliD on the goal line. Composure, flicks it away. That was a really nice shot though by eekso. Just perfectly placing it in the top corner, or not quite perfectly, I guess, or else it would have gone in. Just a minute already gone, and both players trying to get some pressure. eekso causes oKhaliD to cave in defense. The slow air dribble actually baited out the pre-jump from oKhaliD, and eekso there was able to recover the faster of the two players. 2-1 on the first minute. Every single game matters in the EU Salt Mine, just like the NA Salt Mine that you've already seen league play conclude for. We saw over there how important game win-loss mattered. How important it was, rather. Every game matters. So even going into a game 5 when you lose, so much better than getting swept, getting beat 3-1. Both these guys are going to be trying their best in every single game here. That's a pretty wicked volley from oKhaliD, and eekso half saw it coming, but he didn't think it was going to be that quick. Now he's going to need to watch out for the bounce dribbles. oKhaliD in his qualification match for the league was tearing apart Astral with those bounce dribbles. He can pop volleys incredibly quickly off those, and if he decides not to, he's very good at flicks close to the goal as well. Now here he comes again. It's going to be a low 50-50, and eekso doesn't even make contact, and oKhaliD's bounce dribbles starting to look just as scary as they did in qualification. The only way that Azra was able to prevent oKhaliD from scoring multiple bounce dribble goals was to prevent him from having the ball in the first place. This relentless offense was his #1 best asset in that matchup. That could be something that eekso tries to do. Well played with the demo on the back wall. oKhaliD saw it coming, and he thought he'd stayed low enough. eekso just swerved downwards right into him. Barely caught the tail end of the car, but it's still a well-played hit on oKhaliD, who was hiding from that exact strategy, expecting it. But just like eekso fell for oKhaliD's volley when he knew it was coming, oKhaliD falls for eekso's demo when he also had a good idea it was coming. Both these guys are just surprising each other with how effective they can be in plain sight. eekso, some composure on his own goal line, sends oKhaliD back to the halfway, and of course oKhaliD looking to get a bounce dribble started, not interested in the wall play. This one is shut down immediately by eekso, and it's not got any scary bounce on it. This was just a ball carry. oKhaliD not playing his #1 strat here. Instead, got a bit too comfortable under the ball and allowed eekso to close the gap. 2-goal gap is open again, with eekso in the better half of it. Now don't forget, oKhaliD was losing 2-0 in his qualification match against Azrael. Wouldn't have been on this my YouTube channel, the main channel, because we've just been doing the qualifier for the EU Salt Mine on Twitch exclusively. But you can catch some of the games there on my editor's channel, so if you missed the qualification matches for the EU Salt Mine on Twitch, then just go to my YouTube channel's homepage and you'll see a channel called Brian in the recommended section. You'll find some more 1v1 series there that you might not have seen before. And that will probably be happening throughout the year, whenever there's too many matches happening on stream to upload them all. Just put a few of them on there. That's a great save by eekso. Pre-jump. Perfect timing. It's ahead by 3 here. oKhaliD struggling to deal with the new improved eekso that we're seeing this year. This is the consistent eekso, the one who finally learned how to defend at the highest level, and he doesn't panic when he's on low boost in defense like he used to. You know, that being said, he did come into this league with the most recent match being a loss to Scrubkilla, the highest paying 1v1 show match of all time. Incredibly close series there though, and we will see a rematch of that one soon. Scrub and eekso. Quite a detailed history now between them. oKhaliD, heavy touch to control the ball down the line, but he runs straight into another eekso demo. Now, he has come back within 2 goals here, but eekso is trying to knock time off the clock. He's trying to bait oKhaliD in, and he does bait oKhaliD in. Perfect timing on the pop by eekso. He's thinking about stopping this one on the goal line. Doesn't want to do it too much though, in case he messes it up. That was a really nice pop though by eekso. He kept his eye on what oKhaliD was doing, and as soon as he saw him turning, he decided to start the air dribble. And then of course, if oKhaliD does continue the challenge, it's just a goal for eekso. And if he doesn't, eekso, as we all know, has some pretty scary air dribble bumps that he can adapt into. 53 seconds left. oKhaliD with another wicked volley. He's so deceptive with his placement of these. Watching both from eekso's perspective, you just really never know where he's going to fire it. That is perfect placement by him. Still a very close end of the match. If oKhaliD gets a good kickoff here, eekso could be under pressure. eekso has landed backwards. He's not in the worst position ever, but he will have to defend against an oKhaliD attack. eekso directly into the ball. That catches oKhaliD off guard. He was expecting the shadow play. Now, down the line oKhaliD with low boost, setting up the flick, which will be saved by eekso. Goalkeeping on point in game 1, and that might be the save that confirms the win for him. Depends how quickly oKhaliD can counter-attack. It is going to be a pretty quick counter-attack though, a pretty scary one as well, but another save from eekso sends oKhaliD back to the halfway line. Now, oKhaliD's up in the tempo here. He knows he needs to create 2 chances in the final 15 seconds, so he's just gunning for it. eekso has kept him out, and he will continue to keep him out towards the end of the game. Well played eekso, starting off with some brilliant offense, and then finishing off the game with some perfect saves over and over again, denying oKhaliD those power shots by just swiping them into the corner. He's even freestyling on him at the end when time is totally up. So game 1 to eekso, 1-0 against oKhaliD.
Game 1 of the EU Salt Mine goes to eekso on Salty Shores, a fitting arena for the opener. eekso was very fond of keeping his matches close and reaching Game 5 in the Manfield 5K last year. Will that trend continue in this league?
Impressive starts for the veteran player. oKhaliD needs to come back from behind in his debut match for the league. Of course, you could say it is eekso's debut as well, because under the Salt Mine brand he has not played any other matches, but this is the exact same format as the Manfield Night 5K, which he played last year. The only difference being the distribution of the prize money. More prize money being allocated to league play matches, in fact double compared to last year's Manfield Night 5K. And although less has been allocated towards the Gauntlet playoffs compared to the Manfield Night 5K, there is, of course, another tournament following it. So there is still a lot to play for in the Gauntlet. That's a great shot from oKhaliD. I honestly just want to see him bounce dribble all day. I don't think anything else is even close to this effective, because as soon as he gets a bounce dribble going, he looks unstoppable. But from other positions, he does look like he can be countered. eekso with a pre-flip. Not getting there. oKhaliD 2-0 off the kickoff. It's a much better game already for him. Like I said before, though, I just want to see him bounce dribble for the next 4 minutes and 21 seconds. If he could do that, I don't know if eekso can stop him. I don't know if he can keep the goals out. It's the timing of oKhaliD. The spacing is just brutal to watch. Again, finds the way through. Although eekso got a piece of the ball this time, it still wasn't enough. eekso's watching the replay here. He wanted to see just exactly how he managed to concede a goal here, despite, at least from his perspective, having a pretty good hit on the ball. The reason being, oKhaliD had slightly better angle. Backwards shot from oKhaliD. eekso gathers it on the goal line. Turns pretty quickly to go down the middle here. That will put him right in the firing line. Now eekso thinking about an air dribble. Doesn't want to waste all of his boost while he does this, so he has some on the recovery. It's good timing by eekso. He knew not to bother greeting for that mid boost because it wasn't coming up yet, so he just left it and went straight for the ball. Now he's got an open net as he comes off the wall. Finds it. eekso accurate from distance. oKhaliD might be second best in the aerial play. You know, I think he's probably the best bounce dribbler in the world at the moment, but he is not yet the perfect player. He still has some weaknesses, and Azrael showed us that the aerial game might be one of them. Now, I say weakness with a pinch of salt, because oKhaliD's weaknesses are really, we're nitpicking to find them. He doesn't have too many. And the same with lots of the players in this tournament. Just so solid. The level is incredibly high this year. oKhaliD getting another bounce dribble started, and another goal straight away. eekso knew the threat was there, went for the ball because he just does not want to see oKhaliD dribbling down the line with a bounce. But it still doesn't work because oKhaliD saw him coming and he put it over his shoulder. 3-goal game again. eekso's got to figure out how to stop these dribbles. I've not seen anybody figure out that yet, though, so he's got his work cut out for him. oKhaliD with a fast turn into fake challenge. eekso fell for it. Still playing the ball, though, just to stay with it. oKhaliD with a pretty tame aerial, though, and that's the sort of touch I was talking about before. If there is one aspect of his game that could use some work, maybe that's it. So it was a effective yet uninspiring aerial, and eekso has collected the ball and scored as a result of it, just to give away a possession from oKhaliD there, with no pressure as well. eekso could just gather the ball for free. That's not what you're seeing if he starts to dribble. There's no easy way to get the ball off him in one of these positions. You can see eekso knows that it's coming. He's moving in to try and challenge, but oKhaliD so good on the first touch every single time. He'll pop the ball up so that he can shoot it if he wants to, and that's the key word there, can. He doesn't have to shoot on that first touch. If eekso backs off, we'll be seeing oKhaliD start the bounce dribble, but since eekso challenges, oKhaliD can shoot that one, and he does. Pre-jump from oKhaliD, doesn't get there. Perfect placement from eekso as he cuts in field. Now, I like the setup there by eekso, just playing keep away from oKhaliD, backflipping the ball into the wall just to maintain possession. It's a better kickoff for eekso as well. Gets the boost at mid. Now he's starting to advance his position. Doesn't get the bump though. oKhaliD just parked up and waited for it to go by. But now eekso's come back for another one. And oKhaliD didn't see it coming. He thought surely eekso would be going for the ball here. But eekso's faked the ball and then just turned straight into oKhaliD. Really nice demo play. You know, sometimes just driving in for multiple demos in a row can catch your opponent off guard, because at some point they start to think, well, surely he's not going for a demo again. I just dodged 3 of them. He'll be trying for the ball this time. And then they get murdered. eekso not able to save the oKhaliD air dribble bump. oKhaliD put the ball on target, and although he missed eekso, did enough in the way of keeping eekso down. It was close. eekso would have needed a crossbar pinch to save that one. Seems to be the new meta for defending air dribble bumps. Just let the ball go in. Just don't get bumped. And I feel like that's something to do with player mentality. If they're going to concede, they'd rather concede by missing the ball than concede by being bumped into the goal. It's still, even though it's part of the game, something that annoys people to no end. oKhaliD collects the ball in defense again. He's still got a 2-goal advantage. eekso staying aggressive here. No boost, but he's still thinking about getting involved here. Unfortunately, with 0 in the bottom right, there was no way that he could shoot that one. oKhaliD has the right play here. Just staying with the ball. eekso setting up a big hook shot. Passed it to himself. Now that's phenomenal. oKhaliD expected the direct shot. And that's what eekso is pretending to do. But instead he just passes it to himself off the near post wall. You see there the pre-jump from oKhaliD getting completely countered. eekso finds another way to go above and beyond. 1:03 left. Gets a very solid kickoff. And look at that. eekso saying no to the wall play in favor of going infield. And he nearly gets the mind game as well. oKhaliD recovers and then gets demoed. How does he not see this coming? Because eekso's been going for it over and over again. And oKhaliD still did not get out of the way of it. Surely he saw eekso coming there. He just panicked, just froze like a deer in the headlights. And now it's 6-all. eekso coming back from 3 down to tie up the game. Quick power slide to the wall. Could be a goal here for eekso. It's almost straight through. oKhaliD just gets there. eekso threatening a rebound. It's dipped into the bar. oKhaliD just leaves it. It's a good read. He knew it was over. eekso's got a great chance to take the game though. Full pitch dribbles have worked for him in the past, and here comes the air dribble bump. It's going to be on point, and eekso takes the lead. You just know that he's going to hit you when he jumps up from the halfway line and gets that last touch and leaves the ball. It is all over. I actually like what oKhaliD tried there though. He used one jump to fly up into eekso and then dodge towards the ball after getting bumped, thus cancelling the momentum. Unfortunately for him, eekso just had too good timing. Hold on a second though, he might not be over. eekso gives the ball away one more time. And now oKhaliD can equalize with barely any time left. It's a flick into the bar as eekso knocks it there. 4 seconds remaining. eekso sticking to the ball like glue. And oKhaliD is going to struggle to score from this position. He's got no back corner boost to get either. He does at least have one more chance. Early flick because he couldn't see where eekso was, and eekso grounds the ball. Well played. GG again, but eekso takes a 2-0 lead.
Thank you Manscaped for sponsoring the EU Salt Mine. There's an offer code for you, Tourney20, which is a 20% discount for Manscaped purchases, link below. oKhaliD has run out of chances to warm up now. He needs 3 in a row.
oKhaliD needed a reverse sweep to get into the league, and now he needs one in the league. eekso playing some of the best Rocket League we've ever seen from him, as he has been all year long. Whereas many other players fell off after the Manfield Night 5K, not able to maintain the same level, eekso's actually improved, I would say. He's just become more well-rounded as a player throughout the year. And perhaps the most interesting thing about that is he hasn't been grinding 1v1 as much as he did last year, at least as far as I know. He's been playing a lot of 3v3 competitive, a lot of 2v2 ranked, a lot of 6-mans, and you know, his positioning and his defense is in an entire different world compared to last year, where he was just a big ball of mechanics and perhaps 0 IQ, but he's still got the mechanics, even though the IQ is skyrocketed. oKhaliD leaves him for just a second, and eekso's going to wave dash it underneath him. Brilliant shot by eekso. You know, oKhaliD at one end of the field, he's abusing eekso whenever eekso gives him space, but he's also struggling to deal with eekso's dribbles, and eekso's had more variety in his dribbles, I would say, than oKhaliD. And he's also had the edge in the physical game. That's why he does have a 2-0 lead at the moment. oKhaliD, although he does have insane bounce dribbles, has been only scoring with them, pretty much. And now that is about to change, because he's hitting eekso with the same goal that eekso won Game 2 with. The air dribble bump back again. 1-1. If oKhaliD is going to reverse sweep eekso, he'll want to try and get eekso tilted, because that's certainly been a way that other players in the past have come back against him. To start to play as annoying a style as possible. oKhaliD knows that's hitting the bar, just lets it happen so he can set up his counter-attack shot. That's really well calculated. in defense. eekso is sure there would be a panic from oKhaliD. He was trying to bump him as well, but this is one of the times oKhaliD does see it coming. He stays safe. 2-1. How do you tilt modern day eekso? What is his worst nightmare? I wouldn't be surprised if it was just full-on ball chasing. I think if oKhaliD wants to tilt eekso, he's got to just ball chase start to finish. That could do it. That could bring out the salt that I know you all want so badly. oKhaliD up 3-1. Good power on the ground shot. eekso just couldn't resist the urge to back into the corner boost there. He knew it wasn't a good idea. He knew that was probably going to result in him getting scored on, but he just had to go for it. It was right there. It was so close. And he suffers the consequences. oKhaliD, another low shot to the bottom right corner, but eekso doesn't have to save this one. It's gone into the post. oKhaliD circling. eekso with a brilliant save. oKhaliD still looking for any follow-up plays that are available. He's got huge boost advantage here, and he should be able to turn it into more offense, unless eekso does something special here. He's not going to be able to dispossess oKhaliD, because every 50-50 will result in oKhaliD beating eekso to the ball, collecting boost. And look at that. Unlike last game, oKhaliD sees the bump coming and he avoids it. He stays away from danger. Now he's racking up a lot of time on the ball. eekso eventually gets in there, takes it away from him. High pop to the post. oKhaliD knows that one's off target as well. He's playing such a patient defensive game here, oKhaliD, and now slots in the fourth goal with a perfect shot. Once again, you really don't need to give him much space, and he can turn it into a boomer. Very consistent power hitter of the ball. eekso just not being accurate enough this game. He's had one play where he hit the bar and then oKhaliD scored in the counter. He's had one play where he hit the post and oKhaliD scored in the counter. That has given oKhaliD a great chance in this match. But eekso came back from 3 down in game 2 before he won it. He's going to try and do the same thing here. And there's the first goal. 4-2 now on the scoreboard. Plenty time left for eekso as well. All the games so far have been competitive. They've been close. But eekso has won both of them, and he wants to win this one as well. Just like I talked about earlier, any game is just as important as another in league play. This is a game win differential, a game win percentage rather. Tiebreaker. You got to try and win as many games as possible. A 3-0 sweep here for eekso would be huge, and it's looking more and more likely. He has just closed the gap. oKhaliD with a rare weak shot just gifts eekso the equalizer. Now, if you'd asked me before the league started to predict where these two would lie, where these two would finish, I would have probably told you they'd be battling for spots like 1st through 4th. I would definitely not be surprised to see these two at the top end of the table, but then you look at the lineup we've got: Scrub, Fairy and Flakes, of course, and OSM from last year still to come in, and Azrael as well. Not going to be easy. And of course Alpha 54. You know, basically everybody in this league is at the very highest level of 1v1, and that just makes game wins even more important. eekso and oKhaliD at the end of the league could absolutely be on the same series win-loss score, and in that situation, 3-0 sweep in favor of eekso in their matchup would be so difficult for oKhaliD to come back from. So I try and play possession here, but eekso slapped him away to the halfway line. oKhaliD has no boost. Has to collect some at midfield. He can't pressure the ball while doing so, but eekso's just flopped it up in the air in front of him. And oKhaliD is paying much more attention to the demos. That's on target. eekso, for the second time this game, has got scored on while looking for a bump. oKhaliD just staying safe there. That's one of the things he really didn't do in the last game, and it got him a loss in the second match as a result. But he's doing it this game, giving himself a chance. eekso trying to get another bump going, but oKhaliD was just jumping at the perfect time. This could be the last chance now for eekso. oKhaliD takes a challenge and really doesn't get anything out of it, but he's reversed into a real challenge right after and comes away with a goal. That's huge. oKhaliD avoiding the sweep here, avoiding the series loss for now. eekso's going to have to score 2 in 6 seconds if he wants to get into overtime. It's not going to happen. That is game 3 for oKhaliD as he gets the series score back to 2-1.
oKhaliD takes a game. It's now 2-1 and the pressure remains on oKhaliD to extend the series. eekso will be a little more nervous now, but it was a close game, so he might just close this out in 4. Is anyone detecting much salt yet?
oKhaliD retaliates. And now we see eekso in another attempt to secure one of his 3 match points that he started off with. Only 2 of them remain. oKhaliD playing a much smarter game 3. He was just too hard to demo. And eekso tried for too many. Look at this shooting by oKhaliD. This is just outrageous. Every single time. It is maximum power. That's 107 kilometers an hour right over eekso's head. How do you space against this? Where do you defend from? The second you try and aggress, move forward, get in the way of the ball, he's just going to do that to you. eekso. Nice interception, but he's got not a lot of boost to play with. Uses it perfectly to get a good clear. Now eekso looking for another demo. oKhaliD sees that one coming as well. Is it just time for eekso to give the demo plays a break just for a moment? Because oKhaliD's starting to read every single one of them. Surprised, in fact, that oKhaliD hasn't tried to retaliate more with some of his own, because I'm sure eekso would be easier to catch off guard now. Like, he's been the one looking for those bumps and demos all game long. oKhaliD might try one here. No, it's going to be a return to earth after the initial pop-up into the air. I'm sure with a better air dribble, oKhaliD would have stuck with that one. There is a bump onto eekso, so this is the one thing that I talked about in the last game. A big win condition for oKhaliD would be to just tilt eekso here and just focusing on bumps, 50-50s, ball chasing. Just trying to pressure constantly and mix in air dribble bumps of his own. That could be a way to do it. Now this is exactly what he wants. Forces eekso to pinch the ball off his own post to keep it out. But eekso's done well here. He's threatening rebounds, forcing oKhaliD into the corner, and again catches him out in the same position. We saw that exact same play in game 2. oKhaliD still hasn't learned his lesson, but he'll actually come away with a goal anyway, because eekso's taken too long. The shot was there for him, but he had too many touches to get it on target. oKhaliD had spawned and was more than ready to defend. Now he's got a 2-0 lead. Surely not another reverse sweep for oKhaliD. He's already reverse swept Azrael in qualifying. If he could do the same thing to eekso, I don't know what people are going to think with how scripted this seems. But that's the way we're headed. oKhaliD is avoiding all the eekso bumps. That was another one, a drive-by from eekso, just way too aggressive. You know, if he does want to continue with these bumps, that's fine, but he needs to recover faster after failed ones. He can't just leave himself out of the game for 10 seconds at a time as oKhaliD scores again and again. Look at the clock as well. We're almost halfway through the game and eekso is yet to score. oKhaliD sneaks in another perfect challenge, and that's going to be 4-0. The same way that he won last game. Just stays near enough to the ball and then sneaks in behind it. He knows of eekso's ball carrying. His vision is impaired, so he can just stay close to the ball there and put a challenge in. eekso's struggling at the moment to gain possession. It's all oKhaliD now. Constant control. And now eekso's starting to get frustrated. He turns around in plain sight and he does not make a challenge work. oKhaliD saw it coming. That was a fully reactive play there. He didn't have to read eekso's movement. He could see it happening. And now we're at 5-0. oKhaliD now the favourite surely to win this series. How suddenly it can all change. He decides not to go for a shot here because it would have been too risky. It's pretty risky to not to go for it as well, because now eekso's got the ball for free. And he's got some pretty nasty bounce dribbles as well, it seems. It's a great shot. Did not waste much time getting it set up. You'll notice that as eekso made the first touch to the right, he was already boosting after it to get the run-up started as quickly as he could for the shot that he was aiming for. And that's the key. You can't give oKhaliD any time to position in defense, because as soon as you do, he's got such good goalkeeping. He's got such good coverage of every net that you're really limiting your chances of scoring. eekso not happy with this, so he's going to try and go up for it anyway. He's had to put it down off the ceiling because he didn't have enough boost to reach it. It seems like a frustrated eekso to me. That bump as well, mid-air, definitely not going to do him any favors. But he's definitely starting to get a bit too risky. Or is he? Hold on. How has this worked for eekso? He tried to get a lot more power on the flick than that, but he ended up dunking on oKhaliD, who probably thought eekso was out of the game, but that's never the case. eekso always recovering immediately, stuck with it, and he dunks oKhaliD. Just I'm criticizing him for being a bit too forceful with his plays. Not patient enough, perhaps. He just throws all caution to the wind and gets a second goal. Now, oKhaliD trying to keep the ball in the corner. This is really smart. So much time being wasted here. And also, eekso not able to get a good challenge angle in. Now in reverse. Trying to get a sixth goal, but eekso gets back. oKhaliD is running down the clock brilliantly, though. This is so smart. This is going to frustrate eekso incredibly. And eekso has to just stay on the ball, even though he doesn't have the boost to do so. There's only 55 seconds left. oKhaliD looking more likely to score at the moment. Another goal for him would make this game almost impossible for eekso to come back from. He's tried there, but oKhaliD's defense just good enough. He's sneaking in the way of the ball every single time, and it's 50-50 game. This is what I was thinking about before when I said he needs to try and tilt eekso. This guy's got some pretty good 50-50s, and you need to if you're going to play with 80 ping every single game. eekso trying for another demo. oKhaliD has switched on that sixth sense. He's seeing every single one of them coming now, and with that last shot not working out for eekso, I think we can safely say that oKhaliD has won the game. Oh, maybe not. oKhaliD jumps over the ball. I thought surely he was just going to flip into this one, but eekso managed to persuade him it was a flick that was coming and not the low 50-50. 10 seconds left. Kickoff goal required. Certainly not safe to say that oKhaliD can win just yet. I stand corrected. But he's certainly had a 99.9% chance when he's 5-2 up with 15 left. And that'll be a 100% chance now, as he's 2 goals ahead on 0 seconds. We're going to game 5 in oKhaliD versus eekso.
So we will go to game 5, as we maybe should have known all along. It being eekso and all. It's hard to undo the momentum of a building reverse sweep, but that is now what eekso needs to do. Let's see who secures the first EU win.
Is it time for a new game plan from eekso? Or will we see him hunting for demos, start to finish, once again? I think he's hanging on to that success he had in game 2. He's still thinking about it, instead of realizing that oKhaliD has really increased his success rate against demos. Not only is he preventing eekso from scoring with demo plays, but he's actually the one scoring on counterattacks after they happen. eekso's really got to cool it down, in my opinion, on those. But we'll see. Maybe he's got some more tricks up his sleeve. oKhaliD just trying to play the solid game. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier in the series. He wants to try and frustrate eekso here. He knows eekso wants to play as fast as possible. He's going to try and slow this one down. He's going to try and make it a messy series. Make it as difficult for eekso as possible to get into the zone. Now we're moving quickly end to end though, and eekso's thinking about a flip reset. He decides against it, as it was going to be difficult to land on the ball. oKhaliD, as usual, seeing eekso coming, he's really doing so well with those avoidance plays now. Oh, he gets the boost as well. Both players were very close to it. eekso thought if he jumped he would have it. But oKhaliD's the one who was ahead. And now he might be ahead in the game at the end of this bounce dribble. He's so good at them. But eekso off his own crossbar gets in the way of it. Inspiring defense by the player who's trying to avoid the reverse sweep. But he can't do so if he avoids the ball. oKhaliD was threatening an air dribble bump here, and that was really enough to score just all by itself. eekso jumping in front of it. Kind of panicked at the last second, and oKhaliD just saw that, slowed down the air dribble, and let it roll in. Already 90 seconds gone. eekso loses a kickoff. oKhaliD Going to collect the boost in the back corner and hide behind the ball again. Oh, eekso's managed to weave in a demo, but can he get the goal as well? It's wide open for him, and he does score. That's huge. eekso making it much less obvious here that he was going for that kill on oKhaliD. That's the one reason it worked out earlier on in the third and fourth games. He was getting spotted a mile away as he drove in for them. That one, much harder to see. Right after the ball pings off into the corner, eekso gets it. Now oKhaliD's the one on the back foot. eekso look for the double touch. It's going to be tough to put that one on target slowly, but he does. He didn't want to boom it because oKhaliD was right there with the pre-jump, but he's placed it well. eekso just leaning away from that one enough to place it in the bottom right corner. Now he's got the 1-goal lead. Would hate to be reverse swept in his first match, eekso. Really be able to avoid it. At least neither of them suffering too much in terms of game win-loss differential here, but at the same time neither one of them gaining too much. You need to try and get wins on the board, not just playing not to lose, as you often hear being talked about. eekso, delayed touch on the air dribble. He's ran out of boost, and oKhaliD comes away with the ball again. eekso going to turn early, and look at this. He's actually grabbed boost at midfield, and he gets a third goal. Just when oKhaliD thought he'd got rid of him, eekso turns around so fast. That landing was pretty sick by eekso. I don't think oKhaliD even realized that eekso had turned around mid-air. Now half the game's gone, and eekso's back in control now. I said at the start of the game I'd love to see eekso stop going for these demo plays. I should have probably clarified, stop going for these obvious demo plays, because the ones he has gone for here have been much safer. They've been harder to see coming, and also they've had more natural recovery paths, so even if the demo doesn't land, it's not a big problem. He could just continue driving into a safe location. Compare that to games 3 and 4 where he's driving way past the play, and then oKhaliD scores an open net. You're looking at two very different things. eekso's post pinch not getting the job done there. He wanted the ball to fly across the goal, not into it. oKhaliD wants eekso to leave him a little bit of space here, but that's exactly why eekso is standing right in front of him. He doesn't want to give oKhaliD any time to start one of those scary bounce dribbles. You know, credit to eekso. Yes, he's conceded quite a few long shots this game, in this series, as a result of his posturing so close to the ball like this, but he has prevented oKhaliD from getting those bounce dribbles started just by being right there, in his face, constantly. You can't really start a bounce dribble if your opponent is playing this close to you, because as soon as you bounce it once, they're just going to make a touch on it. oKhaliD sees another bump coming, but eekso recovers from it. Could be an oKhaliD goal though, nonetheless, and it will be. This is a danger, and even if you recover from a failed bump, it's still a failed bump. And oKhaliD shows him how it's done. 3-3. Completely level, if not for the oKhaliD possession play. He's going in field, wants that direct play to the middle. eekso shuts it down, but it's in the same position again, not a little bit closer to the goal. And oKhaliD off the post. eekso escapes for now. Thought about a wall shot there, decides against it. oKhaliD turning early or faking. And eekso is right in his face now. oKhaliD is playing with fire. Dangerous position to let eekso walk right into without a challenge. eekso saved a fair bit of boost here. oKhaliD has to be careful, and that's why he is backing off at pace, even though he had the boost steal coming in. oKhaliD faking an aerial. Not a bad touch to bring the ball under control, but eekso, the good challenge again. He's challenging every single first bounce that he gets. So is oKhaliD, both players looking for that opening. It's so hard to find when everybody's playing this safe, when everybody's pressuring the ball this much. So looking for a long shot there. Long shots are pretty good against early challenges, but not when you hit them straight into the ground. Now he's got a bit of defending to do. He stays alive. And now eekso has the last play of the game. Flicks it on target. oKhaliD keeps it out. But eekso's going to keep this one up. He wants to try one more time, and he might get it on target again. Yes, he will. oKhaliD saves it again. Overtime, game 5. Next goal wins the series. Takes the first win in the EU Salt Mine League play. eekso's got the boost, but oKhaliD's got the ball. eekso's about to have both, though, in just a moment. So oKhaliD has to leave. It's the same thing all over again. This time, eekso's got more space off the bar and out. Close, not close enough. And now oKhaliD is the one who's controlling the ball and the boost. eekso staying too close to him for the bounce dribble to get started. See that oKhaliD wants it though, and he's going to get it. And he finds the way through. eekso has just been reverse swept by oKhaliD. Even a slow motion bounce dribble was effective. oKhaliD can't believe it, but he's done it, and he takes the win.
oKhaliD wins Game 5, and the series. A reverse sweep is a big statement for his first match. eekso certainly will be feeling frustrated after that. And we can officially state that the EU Salt Mine has indeed proven to be productive already. How many of you are commenting that KSA is not in Europe? Just roll with it. Don't be stressed. oKhaliD takes pole position for now, but depending on the results of the next few matches he could see several players hop ahead of him. eekso drops to the bottom of the table, but he has consistently won series on this channel for ages, so I would expect several wins in the league. Thank you again to Manscaped for sponsoring the EU Salt Mine. There's an offer code for Manscaped purchases, TOURNEY20, which will give you a 20% discount. Join us tomorrow please. At time of recording I do not know who is playing, or even on which continent. Poor editor will be sleepless. But no matter what, it will be good. So thank you for watching. This is the EU Salt Mine. I am your host and friend, Brian.